Hi everyone. So I wanted to talk about why is it that we never take off. Um, the biggest thing is our brain. Our brain is always thinking, right? We are wired to protect ourselves. We are wired to be comfortable. We're wired not to use it, not to use our brain. And so we don't do things that are outside of our comfort zone because we don't have the information. We're afraid. So this is like an innate thing for all of us. All of us go through this because, again, we're wired for survival, right? So our brain doesn't have the information that we need. And so then we either create information or we don't do it. For example, I get this a lot. One example is that okay, so gosh, I really want coaching, for example. I really want coaching. Here's an example. And then your brain starts to make excuses, right, of why you shouldn't. I gotta pay for this, I gotta do that. So the brain is telling you to be comfortable. The brain is telling you to be, assessing and making reasons why you may not be able to do it. And bottom line is there's probably some fear around it. There's probably, there's logistics around it, but there's a lot, our brain is not used to that area, right? Our brain is not used to doing something different or making a decision, possibly. It could be the decision issue. And so I think the difference between high performers and people who actually go out and make it happen is they don't let the chatter of their brain stop them. They look at life as a research question and they say, what is it that I need to get me there? Not what data, or not even data, I guess it's emotion or, possibly data as well. I shouldn't say it's not just data. That will stop me from doing this. Like so shift your mindset from that of what can I assess to stop me from this decision making versus, okay, how do I gather the information to make this decision that is best for me? So whether that's even in getting a leadership position or even applying for a job that's out of your realm. I coach a lot of people who will say, I'm just not qualified for this position. I don't want to. There's a learning moment in just even applying because you're giving yourself the data you need. So every time that you do something that is outside your comfort zone, or you challenge your thoughts, because your thoughts don't believe it all, because it doesn't know your potential, right? Your thoughts don't know your potential. Your thoughts are just information from past, past information that you may have, past experiences, or things that you don't know. So like a baby doesn't know how to crawl or how to walk. But then you teach them and they keep doing it and they're outside their comfort zone. I'm kind of liking this. I'm able to take one step. I'm able to take two steps. So that's how you need to train your brain, that to say, I can do something is to do it. To always have that mindset of how can I just make this happen for myself? And I truly believe that is difference between where you can get ahead. So high performers, right? High performers, they don't shift into that reverse. They don't reverse when things get hard. They push on the gas. They say, okay, how do I be solution focused versus be fear focused, right? You're fear focused when you are allowing your emotions to dictate your life versus use data. Be smart, right, about it. Use data, but recognize that, is this really data? If it's this validated data, or is this just emotion, or what is to this science, right? Make sure it's a science behind this data that supports it. If not, why not? Why couldn't you, stop and travel the world and do that if you go for it? Sometimes we just need to go for it with a plan to just push us outside of our comfort zone. And the more we do this, the more we collect data for ourselves, and then we feel empowered to continuously step outside of boundaries. We know more of who we are, and we know more of what we like and what we don't like. So oftentimes what keeps us stuck is just that fear, right? Fear. We haven't tried it. We don't have enough information to make that decision. And then our brain automatically goes to excuses. If you just listen to your brain, it's constantly going all day long about junk that doesn't even sometimes matter in your day. It's like, why am I even thinking about this, right? So know the difference between, is it my brain talking or is it me talking? Okay, because you are the controller. And to be the controller in your life and really hit high performance in everything that you do, you have to be able to be objective about your thoughts. You have to be able to recognize that my thoughts is not my potential. You have to be able to say, okay, how do I be solution focused and not fear focused? Because I just may not have the data that I need to do this. And so I just need to do it. And then I can collect the data. Like I just need to go out on a date and see how I feel about my relationship anxiety and see how it works. And then I collected more data for myself to say, okay, maybe that didn't work out, So don't be afraid. Just because you're thinking something doesn't mean it is you and it's necessarily true. And that you should stop yourself. Because if there's an inkling of fear, or an inkling subconsciously of like, okay, a lot of times too, like people aren't afraid to make those decisions because they're afraid of being accountable, right? Being accountable or being, having to follow through. They're afraid of failure, right? They're afraid to succeed as well. There's fear of success, but it's all internal. So high performing individuals train their brain, their body, their self to always stay solution focused and make a question, a hypothesis out of life. So it's like this year, how do I make my business nationwide? That's my hypothesis. That's my question. Okay, I need to go here. Here's the strategy. Here's what I need to do. I got to do this. I got to do that. And so be in that mindset. Okay, and if you haven't really trained yourself and you've always been catered into your fears, it takes practice, just like working out, right? I've been so consistent on this workout routine for the last now 2 weeks. I started her program, and it is amazing what it's done to my body. And I'm very fit, I'm very fit, and I'm very into fitness, but even being very consistent again. I used to work out only 15 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time. Now I actually push myself to do the whole program, which is like 30 minutes, and it's excruciating because I'm not used to that. I've been used to that, and I don't have a lot of time. But now it's like making time. You just got to make time. You just got to do it. You got to push your boundaries now. You're trying to get to this physical fitness. You got to just do it. How do you get there, right? So that's the difference between being a high performer and truly living your life, is taking control of it. And taking control meaning your own voice versus that of the chatter of the brain and the emotions that come with being human. Our emotions, that is a result of our thoughts. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that you guys will push past the thoughts, You're not an analyst. Your brain likes to think you're an analyst. You're not an analyst. Because I know I'm an analyst. It's just chatter. It's chatter versus am I really analyzing data, validated, reliable data in life here. So use your brain this way and you can achieve anything in life, I promise you.